Hello Scorpio, welcome to my channel. Victoria here at Radiant Moon Tarot. This is your July 2022 love reading. If you are currently in a romantic partnership, or if it comes up a temporary separation from your person, then this is your reading. If you are single looking for a new love, please stay tuned. I will have those readings up for you separately. So we're going to get your overall energy of your reading here and see where we go. Keep in mind that you are all at different phases in your relationship. Some of you are just getting to know each other, and others of you have been with your person for a long time. So we'll cover whatever happens to come up here. But we do have the door to personal healing and happiness is open for you. Oh, beautiful. This is the time to really focus on what makes you happy. Okay, there's a lot of blessings that are headed your way. There's peaceful resolutions to challenges that are here for you, and it just feels like a very positive, very uplifting time for you when we do get this particular card. So this is awesome energy. Perhaps there is something that needs to be sorted out and worked through, but again, with that healing energy, okay, we have a peaceful resolution. We find compromise. We talk in a positive way with our person. Okay, and of course, we do have a lot of happiness and a lot of blessings that are headed your way too. So we have to love that energy. But we've got indecision coming in here too. You may be faced with an important decision to make. Now, this could be with your relationship. Where do we go from here? Is there potential for the future? If you've been having some difficulties with your relationship and your partnership, again, you may just be finding yourself at a bit of a crossroads. Okay, something's got to give, something's got to change, right? Little Red Riding Hood, what looks like here, is facing that tree. There's no way forward in the current situation, so we've got to make some adjustments here somewhere. So whether it is finding out some information, where do we what do we want for the future? What does this look like? If you've been having some issues with your person, is it like, okay, can we get on the same page here? Can we move forward? Okay, something's got to give, right? And quite often, if we are having issues with our person, okay, we quite often can't continue on exactly the way where we've been going on. And it's not that there's no love there or anything like that. It's just sometimes we've got to make those corrections. We've got to make those course corrections. We've got to figure out how to live together. We've got to figure out what the future holds. Okay, so maybe some very important decisions. Now, because that is an indecision card, okay, you may have some contemplation to do. You may need to take some time out from the hustle and bustle of your daily life. You may need to consult a neutral third party for some advice or for some wisdom, maybe some couples counseling, something, whatever you can do to help you make a decision. But first and foremost, most importantly, is likely talking to your partner, talking to your person. Okay, so sometimes friends and family and things, they mean very well. They usually have your best interests at heart, but they don't usually know all of the nitty gritty, right? You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So sometimes that neutral third party may have some better advice for you, and you can usually be a little bit more open and candid, okay, with somebody that you don't know, because who are they going to tell? Who are they going to tell anything to? And they're usually bound by some degree of professionalism there as well. Okay, so you may be faced at a little bit of a crossroads in your relationship. Now, this could be something as simple as, hey, do I love this person? Do I not love this person? Our house is too small. Are we going to move? Where are we going to live? Right? There may be some career issues. Okay, so whatever that happens to be for you, but we do have the angel of love swooping in here, showering you with love, with happiness, with joy. This is your heart open. Love blossoms, love grows when we've got this angel of love bringing healing, bringing peace, and bringing this beautiful, beautiful sense of contentment and joy, very high vibe energy with this angel of love. Okay, so, look at how these cards have come out, right? We do have the indecision on the right in the middle, and it's almost as though we've got, where do we go? Do we open the door to personal healing and happiness? What does that look like for you? Do we just need to heal a situation, open those doors and move forward, right? And, get all of our blessings. Okay. Do we embrace the love aspects, right? Do we do something that is really positive for ourselves? Okay. Do we really get in touch with our heart chakra there? Okay. And think, okay, where am I headed from here? Is this good for me? Is this positive for me? So, but certainly some very positive and uplifting energy. The indecision card, by the way, is not a bad card. necessarily. It just represents that there's a decision to make, okay, which, where do we go, which way forward, okay? So you may just need to kind of knuckle down and think about that just a little bit. But let's get some more cards out here for you and see what else that we've got. So energy coming towards you. We've got the Knight of Wands energy there. So certainly some excitement, some adventures, some passion. The Knight of Wands energy here is about having fun, about going out and enjoying your life, enjoying the world with your person, with your partner. It's a very passionate energy. Okay, a lot of physical attraction. Okay, and if you are, so with this energy coming in, okay, there can be a couple of different things. All right, you may be in that stage of your relationship where it's exciting, where it's new and it's fresh, but you may not be 100% sure if there is a long-term commitment here. The Knight of Wands is quite often known as a player kind of energy. Okay, doesn't always sit down and commit. Okay, it's all about the thrill of the conquest, the thrill of the chase. It's exciting. Okay, but it's here for a good time, not a long time. Sometimes, okay, it's not that Knight of Wands can never mature, because they absolutely can. So that may be part of the decision that you are making, that you're faced with, and that you're looking forward to the future. I also feel the Knight of Wands here, that you are ready for something exciting in your relationship. Perhaps if you've been with your person for a long time, you may be looking for new and exciting ways to infuse life back into your relationship, okay, to rekindle that spark, that flame, that passion. Okay, and the Knight of Wands is certainly a very positive influence on that aspect. And the Knight of Wands is also about moving forward, taking the next steps, okay? So a lot of action, a lot of activity may happen for you here, okay? And I think here that you may have, again, some choices to make, but the challenges headed towards you, okay? We do have the Seven of Wands, okay? So the Seven of Wands is an energy of confidence and strength. So perhaps there is something going on here where you are feeling a lack of confidence. It could be a lack of confidence in your relationship, okay? Especially if you are in the early stages, you're getting to know each other, you're figuring out, where do we go? Is there a commitment here? Do I even want a commitment? Okay, and so this Seven of Wands, maybe you're just kind of not confident in your current situation. You might need to find out some more information, and you may need to do some deep thinking. The Seven of Wands here can also represent that there may be something where you need to stand your ground. The Seven of Wands is quite often that facing your battles head on and advocating for yourself, standing up for yourself or for other people, standing up for your relationship as well. And when this is in the challenge position, it's a little bit more difficult to do than it normally would be. You may be in a situation where you want to bury your head in the sand and you're like, you know what, maybe I'm just happy with the way things are. Perhaps there's some information that you are digging up that you need to find, and you just, man, I just don't want to deal with it. I just don't want to face it. Okay, so you may have some issues in that regard. Okay, but the Seven of Wands is also where we rise above our challenges. Okay, so there may just be some challenges there that you really do need to address and tackle. Okay, but again, that Seven of Wands, you may just be feeling a little bit powerless, perhaps. Okay, and powerless doesn't necessarily have to be something super negative. It can just be, in relationships, we sometimes do have at certain times one person who is the more dominant partner. And then sometimes, the tables are turned a little bit. And depending what we're dealing with, the other person may be more of the dominant partner. Okay, so that's not necessarily, powerless isn't necessarily a bad thing. Okay, but maybe you need to relinquish a little bit of control. But you may also just be feeling like maybe a little bit vulnerable in some aspect there. And perhaps that's a challenge for you, okay, is opening yourself up and being a little bit vulnerable, allowing someone into your heart, right? Sometimes that can be a little bit of a challenge. You may have a wall built up a little bit. You might be contemplating, is it safe to let my guard down? Okay, or do I need to kind of, protect my energy a little bit, put up some boundaries? Okay, so you may have some decisions to make going through there. We'll get some more cards though. Okay, the blessings headed your way. We've got the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles is always a challenging card, no matter what, right? Because it's lack mentality. It does represent a loss or a difficulty or a down patch in a relationship. Okay, it could be that, that there's something here that's maybe not quite where you want it to be. Okay, or maybe you've just been feeling, I mean, some of you may be in a separation from your person, or you have been going through a rough time. It may be a financial issue. It could have something to do with your housing. Okay, or it could just be getting that commitment in a relationship, whatever that happens to be. Perhaps a lack of knowledge, a lack of commitment, a lack of contentment even. Okay, there may be some outside influences at play there. Okay, but when we do have that Five of Pentacles in your blessings position, things are getting better. Okay, things are getting back on track. Okay, are they 100% where they need to be? Maybe not. Okay, you may have to work through some things and power through some things, but this Five of Pentacles in that blessings position is onwards and upwards. It's overcoming a challenge, overcoming an obstacle. Okay, it's flipping the script a little bit from a lack mentality to one of abundance and positivity, and we do have that coming in there as well. Five of Pentacles in the blessings can also sometimes bring about a little bit of healing, right? Because as things get better, things get a little bit easier to deal with. And then we allow ourselves to heal, to let go, okay, or to make those positive decisions for us, whatever that happens to be. Now, I do have to say, because the Five of Pentacles can represent a loss, okay, it can be that something needs to be lost so that something can be gained. A loss may be positive for you. Now, this could certainly be if you have either been in separation with your person, or this is what you're contemplating, maybe we need some time apart. This will benefit you, okay, with this card in that position. Okay, remember to lead with your heart. All right, that angel of love, call in that angel of love to help you to make the right decision. Okay, to see the positive, okay, or to see the benefits of something, even letting something go. So sometimes, in order to gain a good perspective in our relationships, we do need a little bit of time apart. So a loss or a separation of some sort may actually be a blessing for you. Now, whether this is a permanent loss or whether this is just something very temporary, okay, like, let's just take a week, a couple of weeks, this can certainly help you gain some perspective and some clarity here. I do have to say here that, because we do have this Knight of Wands energy, sometimes known as, again, that non-committal, fun-loving, exciting fling kind of energy there. Okay, maybe if you are really thinking about what makes me happy, what do I want out of life? Okay, is this something that I want? Am I repeating bad habits? Am I repeating the same pattern over and over and over again? Letting something go, okay, because maybe you're coming into the realization that, oh my God, this is a habit for me, and you know what, this isn't making me happy anymore. Perhaps letting that go and closing that chapter may be that huge blessing for you. Okay, get that deeper realization of something there. Okay, and that may certainly help you, because closing one door often opens another one, but when we follow our heart, we know exactly what we want, we know what we need for the future. Okay, that really does open other doors for us that are a little bit better. We do have to sometimes sometimes close out karmic cycles. Okay, so you may be doing that. All right, your advice from Spirit. We've got the Judgment card. If it's not working for you, let it go. Plain and simple. The Judgment card, you may need to get some information or some clarity around your relationship. The Judgment card is when the truth comes out. The truth shall set you free. And this is no hiding from the truth. This is throwing all of your cards out on the table for all to see. Okay, so that Judgment card there may be some answers available to you. You may need to do a little bit of deep thinking. Okay, speak your truth, be honest. You may be discovering some information, and this gives you the clarity that you need to make an informed decision, the final judgment, if you will. Okay, there may be something that comes out of the woodwork that you're not aware of, right? Some information or some, maybe your person or you discover or reveal something about your past. Okay, but when we do get the Judgment card, we see things very, very clearly. We see the light. Okay, we get those epiphany moments that we all do need. And then we need to make that decision. Okay, do I release and let something go? Do I let bygones be bygones so that we can have a fresh start? Do I let something go because I have that epiphany moment that, you know what, my way forward now looks a little bit different than when it did previously, right? So you may get a little bit of a spiritual enlightenment there. We quite often do get that with the Judgment card. Okay, so there's something there that you may have to let go so that you can move forward, right? Let bygones be bygones. Make a decision if you can live with someone's habits and behaviors, maybe. Okay, whatever that looks like for you. You may be discovering something, or you may need to discover something about your person or about your relationship or something inside you so that you can make that decision. But when we do get the Judgment card, we sometimes do get second chances, and we sometimes get reconciliation. Forgiveness can also come in with that. Okay, or we can have a final decision and completely let something go. Okay, whichever one that is for you, Spirit's really trying to get you to use all of your senses, your physical senses, your spiritual senses, and also your discovery of knowledge, information, speaking your truth. Okay, getting it all out in the open so that you can make that decision. Indecision turns into decision. Okay. Your overall outcome for the month, we do have the Knight of Pentacles. This is awesome energy. So the Knight of Pentacles is wonderful, okay? This can certainly represent a higher level of commitment. So perhaps your fun-loving knight over here actually is not afraid of commitment, okay, or moving forward. All right. And, sometimes the Knight of Wands, like I said earlier, then it's not always a player energy. It is what sometimes people just jump to, okay, because, it is kind of woohoo, fun, let's have a good time. All right. But we are made up of a lot of different aspects, okay, and it's not always cut and dried, okay. So sometimes we can have that really jovial, really fun-loving kind of person. Someone is exciting. The chemistry is just off the charts, okay, but deep down they actually are responsible. And so you may have that deeper level of commitment there. You may also be committed to your journey forward. The Knight of Pentacles, you could have an offer, an opportunity, your finances, okay, your finances, something in your material world, certainly improving for the better, okay. Maybe someone gets a new job, or someone gets a raise, or maybe you find a way to save money, okay, something like that, because finances can certainly impact a relationship, right? And so that can certainly be improving there, but this can also be improved knowledge as well. Sometimes the pentacles can represent that information, that knowledge that we're looking for. Okay, whatever that looks like for you, we're moving forward. We're taking our time. The Knight of Pentacles also brings in patience. Okay, so patience in your journey, taking things one day at a time, one step at a time, not rushing into anything, and just moving forward, boop, 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 all good to go. All right, so let's get a little bit more information here for you, Scorpio, and see what else that we have. Your biggest card here, your biggest energy, though, is that Judgment card. Everything else, I mean, this is really all within your personal power, okay? This is all within your realm of, decision making. Oh my God, we've got the Judgment card again, and that came out of that deck all on its own. The Seven of Wands, we've got the Eight of Wands. So moving forward, moving past something may certainly be a challenge for you. We've got the Page of Swords coming out there, as well as blessings. Okay, so the Page of Swords is excellent, curious kind of energy, one representing communication. Got the Hanged Man coming out there with that first Judgment card, and we've got the Emperor. Oh, beautiful. Okay, gotta like the Emperor card, that is for sure. The bottom of the deck, we've got the beautiful Ace of Cups. In a love reading, where do you want the Ace of Cups? Boom, right there. Okay, so that Ace of Cups can certainly represent a peaceful resolution, an apology, okay, your emotions overflowing in a very positive way. Okay, this is new love, improved love. This is realizing that you're falling in love, okay, all about your heart chakra. Your emotions are just super duper positive, okay, so you may need to work out some things to figure out what it is that your heart wants with that Ace of Cups, okay? And I think here that whatever decisions that you make, whatever path you choose, okay, there is love on the table for you. So whether it is just really that underlying motivation, like if I don't love my person, or if I don't see love in the horizon for the future, then perhaps here I am looking into the future there, and that is my motivator for making some decisions, right? It's all fun and games, okay, until we're wanting more. But the Ace of Cups is certainly the holy grail of love, okay? And we gotta love that one, right? So that's when it's at the bottom of the deck, it's an underlying influence, it provides motivation, it can also be a little bit of a surprise. Okay, something that we don't quite expect. All right, something that just whoop, hello. Okay, and it can also be something that is coming in a little bit after the reading. Okay, something that's not quite here yet, but is on the way. Okay, so that offer that expression of love, or if you're making a decision that you're wanting more out of a relationship, okay, this is what is motivating you, is that love, that deep connection with a person, okay, connecting from your heart, your soul, and it's a huge motivator, right? But the incoming energy, not just advice from spirit, but also incoming here is that Judgment card. Okay, so I won't rehash the Judgment card too much. Okay, but there is certainly some sort of final judgment that you are making. Okay, do we release and let go completely? Okay, what is revealed to you? What are you discovering from yourself, from your person? Okay, get all of the truth out in the open. Okay, we can't make informed decisions unless we do get that out in the open. Okay, and so whether you make that decision to let something go or to forgive, let bygones be bygones, to reconcile, to get that healing element there as well, and then we can move forward. All right, so whatever decision that is, you got 2 Judgment cards. That is big, big, big. All right, part of your challenge, we do have that 7 of Wands, and we've got the 8 of Wands here as well. So the 8 of Wands usually is about moving forward, overcoming obstacles and challenges. So again, there's something here that you do need to address, that you do need to respond to, discover, make a decision, okay, before you can move forward. The 8 of Wands in your challenge position can certainly represent a little bit of stagnation, okay, or really faced with a challenge, and before you can get over that, you need to get some information, maybe have a conversation. Sometimes the 8 of Wands does bring in some exciting news, but in that challenge position, okay, you've got to, maybe you get some bad news, okay, or perhaps before you do move forward, you do need to figure some things out. All right. The 8 of Wands as a challenge here can also represent, there's busy energy coming in here, okay? So with the 8 of Wands, we quite often have a lot of things that are on the go. We have a lot of activities, we have a lot of responsibilities, we're getting things done, and so maybe part of the issues here is that you've got a lot on your plate. You've got a lot of responsibilities, you've got your home, you've got your job, you've got your relationship, you've got your family, you may have children, and all of that all put together sometimes can just create some blocks with our relationships, right? We don't always just focus on love every single minute of every single day, right? Wouldn't that be nice? That would be wonderful. Okay, but we don't. Let's face it, life does play a huge role in our relationships there. So there may be, again, we said with that 7 of Wands there may be some boundaries somewhere there that you need, okay, in order to kind of focus a little bit more on your relationship, okay, or to get yourselves over a hurdle, okay. And relationships are they're messy, right? I mean, sometimes they're like a fairy tale storybook romance, okay, but let's face it, real life steps in and relationships can get a little bit messy sometimes, okay. So there may be some boundaries there that you need, and shift your focus back onto your relationship a little bit, and it's always a blessing when we do that. All right, but your blessings headed your way. Speaking of that, with that 5 of Pentacles, we get the Page of Swords. Okay, and the Page of Swords quite often does bring in a new way of thinking, can sometimes bring in some new information, some news, okay, some messages, so you may be getting some good news, okay. But the Page of Swords can be also an energy where we try something new, we try something different. The Page of Swords is that Aquarian energy, okay, influenced by Uranus, all right? So if you are trying to improve your financial situation, and yes, that can impact your relationships, then perhaps there's something involving technology there that will give you the answers or the opportunities that you're looking for. So whether you're looking for a new place to live, maybe you're doing some research on relationships and commitments and things like that, you're looking for new financial opportunities, okay, the internet may play a key role. You could also be communicating via technology. Okay, you may be getting some information, some news, something like that coming in there via text messages, emails. Okay, but the Page of Swords is where we're kind of open to trying new things. We're open to new forms of communication, changing our thought processes on things. Okay, so it's like an open mind, a very, very, very innovative, curious, open mind, and that can only benefit you. Okay, having that positive communication with your person, okay, discovering new things about each other, right? And when we do have that Page of Swords, it's a little bit it's non-judgmental. Okay, and you mean, yes, we do have two Judgment cards, okay, but sometimes when we are trying to sort something out, we do need to keep an open mind. And the Hanged Man is bringing you an open mind energy also. Okay. So, if there's been any kind of communication issues or anything, I think you're going to try new ways to communicate. I think you may have some good news coming in again regarding your finances, okay, or you may be discovering new things about yourself or your person, what it is that you want out of a relationship. And this is a very important energy because, of course, if you have to make a decision of any kind, you need to be informed. And the Page of Swords is always on that little quest for knowledge, okay, and new experiences. So very much an open energy as opposed to that Five of Pentacles, right, which maybe you've been in or something is coming in and it's going to create a little bit of an issue, but you're going to get over it, okay, is that lack mentality. The Page of Swords, the world is a wonderful place. We do have the Hanged Man coming in here as well with the Judgment card, and this is advice from Spirit. You may be something you need to let go. Hanged Man brings in the energy of surrender and sacrifice, okay, a release. So there may be something here that you do need to let go of. Now, whether it's something that's been an issue, okay, or whether it's just a way of thinking, a way of dealing with things, okay, that Hanged Man, it's important to take a step back, okay? Spirit's really trying to encourage you to take a step back here, to look at the big picture, to be open to someone else's information, experience, okay, to let something go so you can have a fresh start perhaps, okay? But really that Hanged Man does bring in that open big picture kind of energy, okay? Seeing the potential of something, seeing the big picture, even being open to seeing someone else's perspective, someone else's point of view. Okay, and sometimes we have our own point of view because we have our own upbringing, we have our own experiences, we have our own expectations. Someone else has been brought up in a different environment with different family values, with different expectations. Okay, and sometimes that creates a little bit of a clash, right? Because how come you don't think the same way I do? Or how come you don't want the same things? Or how come you don't see the things in the same way that I do, right? Everyone has a different way of thinking, a different way of perceiving something, right? I could even just show you this crystal, and I could show this to two different people, and they would both have different perspectives on what it is, what it looks like. Are they, this is semi-polished, right? So it's not 100% rough, but it's beautiful, okay? But some people may be like, well, it's not perfect, it's not perfectly smooth. Or some people may say, oh, well, it's a little bit small, right? So everyone has a different way of looking at things, a different viewpoint. So taking that step back and having that open mind, open heart will enlighten you, will give you the clarity and the perspective that you need so that you can make a decision. Okay, the Hanged Man brings in a little bit of patience as well. Sometimes we need to be a little bit patient. Okay, Eight of Wands, maybe there's a little bit of impatience coming in here. Okay, and sometimes we have an agenda. We have a timeline, right? We want to do it. We want to do something like this. Okay. And sometimes we need to just be in a little bit more of the flow because not everyone has that kind of same timeline. Okay. And, some people may think, okay, well, within within 2 months, we should be saying, I love you. Within 6 months, we should be living together. Within a year, we should be engaged. And, let's face it, life doesn't always work that way. Okay. So take a step back, be a little bit patient, be a little open. Okay. You got a lot of clarity coming in here, I think, in the month ahead. Okay, and this may be because you are asking the right questions. That Page of Swords, right? You're communicating, you're asking the right questions, you're getting more information. Okay, and this can only help you going forward. But with that outcome, that Knight of Pentacles, we've got the Emperor here as well. Beautiful. The Emperor is where we take our power back. Okay, we're feeling good, we're feeling strong, we're feeling like we've gotten to a level of success here. Okay, the Emperor has a really good, strong, solid foundation. Okay, but this is also kind of, in a love reading with that Emperor card here as your outcome for the month. Okay, this is getting both feet on the ground and, having that energy of commitment, okay, or even committed to your journey. The Emperor does give us the energy there of having a plan, knowing where we want to go, being really confident that we're going to get to where we want to go, okay, or to get to where we need to be. But it's also one where we are a little bit flexible as well. The Emperor rules an empire. And in order to rule an empire, you've got to have a plan, a strategy. You got to get all of your ducks in a row, but you also need the wherewithal to know when to course correct or when to change something. So there may be a little bit of course correction here. Okay, there may be a little bit of strategy that's involved. Okay, but also kind of that a little bit of flexibility. Okay, but the Emperor can certainly represent having that good, strong, solid foundation, a sense of stability and security. And of course, that is coming out with that Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so whether you are making the decision to take back your power, okay, and to do what is right for you, okay, or whether you are getting your relationship back on track, okay, this Emperor does bring in that energy of success, some wisdom, okay, so you're certainly using your wisdom, newfound wisdom, and whatever wisdom you already have to make that right decision, okay, so certainly getting things back on track there. This can be, of course, you taking back your power and authority as well, right? Remember, we said over here that you may be feeling a little bit powerless, okay, or feeling that forces are beyond your control, or maybe the ball is in someone else's court. Well, with that Emperor, that ball is back in your court. All right, but that Emperor as well, in order for you to move forward, okay, that Knight of Pentacles moving forward, slow and steady wins the race. The Emperor does quite often come out as an advice card. So there may be some advice that you need to get, okay, and this will benefit you, okay, so it could be something from a family member, someone from a position of authority, usually with that Emperor card, or someone who has a lot of wisdom and knowledge. So it can be someone like, perhaps you are, going to see like a couples counselor or something, or maybe there's just something that you need to work on, okay, and you may just be getting some external advice from someone there, whether it's free or whether you pay for it. All right, but this actually really does help you in the long run. So let's leave that there, but we'll get a couple last cards out here for you. I'm going to get 3 of these. Thank you. So there is one. My beloved, a little love letter. Though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So you may, if you're in separation with your person, or you're not necessarily spending a lot of time with them at the moment, okay, then they are thinking of you. There is your next card. Friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. Yes, it does, right? We need to be friends with our person. We need to like our person, okay? So there you go. So maybe getting out and having some fun. That Knight of Wands energy. And there's your final card. Beautiful Dove of Peace. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Okay, so this Judgment card is very much playing a huge role in your month ahead. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here that resonated. If there was, please give me a thumbs up, hit like on this video, subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic month ahead, and I'll see you later. Bye.